All right, guys, welcome to another wonderful world of backing up on the Epic. So today's lesson is going to be backing up a corrupted file or a file that did not download the way it was supposed to. Excuse me. So you see up here, the files that have been downloaded correctly have the check mark, but this one does not. And this one is Dixon Bailey. And you'll also see down here, the CD has that red X by it. If you click on it, the status window will pop up, or media status window, and it says Dixon Bailey failed. So we know we have to back that one up an alternate way. Alrighty, so stay tuned for step one. Alrighty, step one, get yourself a zip drive. Put it in the CPU or whatever this thing is called. I have no idea. And you're going to make sure that your zip drive is free, so there's nothing else on it. Alrighty, so I'm going to go over here, go to DICOM, and then there are 4 images there, so I don't have my hands free, so you're basically just going to delete all of them, but normally you would just do, shift highlight them all, or so I only have one hand that I'm using, do Control A, which highlights all of them, and then go to delete. Whoops, sorry about that. All right, so this zip drive is clear and we are ready for step 2. All right, here we go with step 2. So I've got the zip drive in there. So we're going to highlight Bailey, and then we're going to go to export. Same thing as before, export DICOM viewer. Okay. Then if you want to keep an eye on how it's doing, you go over here to the CD and you can see here, this is the one that's failed. Ignore that one, you're looking for the active one. So I haven't had any issues backing it up this way. It might take just a bit longer, but it should back up just fine on the zip drive. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go to step 3 after this is done. Don't forget to first write down what you are downloading, just to make sure there's no confusion, just in case you're running multiple zip drives at the same time to cut on time, which is what I do. And that's only if you have multiple failed studies that you have to download the hard way, this way. So anywho, you're going to mark down, write down Bailey Dixon and then the date, and that will come in handy later. Just wanted to make you aware with this part that after it downloads successfully, you shouldn't see anything here in the media status bar. I went ahead and cleared out that other failed download attempt from before, just so that there's no confusion. But using the zip drive, you should not get a failed attempt. Okay, so I have our external zip drive plugged in here, and I've got it plugged in for you to see how things are labeled. We're going to create a file for Bailey Dixon, and we need to label it how it's labeled on the external zip drive, just to make sure there's no confusion. Like these are marked Darla King with the date instead of King Darla with the date, or date and then some variation of that. Just mark it as it is here so that they're all listed the same way and patients can be found easily. All right, I have got the zip drive plugged in here. This thing popped up, ignore it. Here we go. And then I'm going to create a new file, right click, and then folder. And then you're going to name it again as it is on the external zip drive. So it's going to be Bailey Dixon and then the date. All right, after we have our new file made, we're going to transfer over the images that we downloaded onto our zip drive into that file, and then that file is going to be dragged into the external drive. So none of this is really complicated, it's just time consuming. Anywho, I'm going to drag this over to this screen just to make things easier to work with. I'm going to go down to our zip drive, and this is the reason that we deleted the DICOM images before, because now we know that everything on the DICOM, in the DICOM folder, this is all what we just downloaded. So it's very important to make sure the DICOM folder is clear beforehand. If you want to double check that these images are from the patient, definitely do that. So double click and then Radiant is one of the DICOM viewers you can use. Click OK. It opened up on this screen. Alrighty. So this Radiant DICOM Viewer 2002 says you need a serial number, but I believe if you, there we go. I think the next just popped up. So you have to wait a little bit and then the next will be able to be highlighted, and then you can open it up. It's just a little trick. Like it wants you to click on, put in a serial number before. Anyway, so we've got Bailey Dixon here, so we know that that's one of the images. So let's just take for granted that everything in the folder is for Bailey Dixon. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back here and we're going to do all again. Control A to highlight everything, and then you can either drag and drop or you can right click, cut, and then go to the file over here. I like to click inside it, but you don't have to paste. And then we paste, and it's going to put all those images in there. Okay, and then after that, we just drag and drop into the external drive. Okay, last part. So now I have the external zip drive, external hard drive plugged back in. And we're going to go over here. We're going to go down to the external drive, and we're going to double click on it. And this is where we're going to drag and drop the file. So we're going to go over here, grab Bailey, drag and drop, and it created a copy. So again, you can drag and drop and then just delete this off of the desktop, or cut and paste if you want to, but that's it. So now we've got those images in the external drive, and that is the way of getting around if a study does not back up the way it's supposed to. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.